All right, peace and blessings, family. I'm not sure what happened with the last live, but I wanted to come here. If anybody is new to the channel, we're at the gym right now, just getting done with the workout. So I'm like, yo, let me go live real quick. I got the laptop on me. I'll pull up one code real quick and just break down this code and show you guys how within the Billionaires Act, you guys are able to get anything removed from your guys' consumer report. So I know many millions of consumers do suffer from late payments. A lot of times, what people have the auto billing on, and something will happen with auto billing, maybe a card, error, maybe a bank error, whatever it may be. I've heard so many different stories of people on why they've had late payments. So I know things happen. I get it. Things happen. Shit happens at the end of the day, and so a lot of times, and even and you can call the bank, let them know this as well too, and they'll tell you, okay, we won't report a late payment, but then they'll still report that late payment. So drop a 3 in the chat if you guys as well too have a late payment. If you guys are streaming in to the recording, if you guys are watching the replay, I want you to comment in the comment section late payments, because yes, me as well too, I want you to drop I also have a late payment, and I'm going to show you guys how to remove these late payments, because I believe late payments is the most simple thing, but also the most vital thing to get removed off of our consumer report, because 35% of our consumer report is our payment history. I want y'all to drop 35% in the chat box, because 35% of y'all report is late payments. And this is why a lot of you guys' score is reflecting as such. This is why your reports are hurting so much, and that's because you guys have late or missed payments on your guys' report. So I'm going to show you guys how to get these removed. I'm going to show you guys where in the Billionaire Act it states, how late payments should not be on a consumer's report. So, I'm going to pull up a template for you guys that I've had, within the mentorship here for a while now. So let me go ahead and pull this up while we're here. If you guys are just streaming in, and if this is your guys' first time to the channel, I do highly advise you guys go subscribe and check out some of our membership levels and recent videos as well too, especially on the denial of credit. If you guys are just tuning in, I'd highly advise as well too that you guys do go watch the video we did 2 weeks ago on how you can get any vehicle using consumer law, because with this will help you also get anything removed just as a whole with consumer law. So let me pull it up for you guys real quick. Okay, I see a lot of people with late payments. People are swiping up late payments. Me, I also, y'all are typing in there, have the late payments. So for y'all that are typing such, I got something for you guys. My guy Zay, where's everybody tuning in from, family? Drop where you guys are all tuning in from. I've been working a lot on the back end, for all of these things to drop for you guys. We got creditgotti.com finally about to drop this week. We've been updating the university, YBC University. We've had a lot of, things on the back end in which we've had to integrate and re-upload and remove and, add to. So we got a new course as well too, in which we're adding to the university. So definitely stay tuned just with the whole, everything in which we're putting together. We're still really in the relaunch phase. Everything will officially be launched November 1st. I'm also launching a travel portal. I'm going to be showing you guys how to leverage credit to travel, at the lowest cost, affordable rate, in which you guys will see better than anything on Expedia. I've been using Skiplag now for the past 3 years, and I've never seen flights as cheap as they are through this travel portal, and especially being able to leverage credit with it. Getting the points, on these flights and these hotel stays is going to be a whole new ball game, because I'm going to show you guys how to maximize the rewards and the points in which you guys will get on your card. So let's go ahead and hop into this late payment, letter real quick. So, many things in which you guys can use are, yes, the definition section within the FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and the exclusion section, and it states what should be excluded and what shouldn't. I did mention that within there. A late payment, check this out, is a transactional history. My history with your company. Congress clearly states that the reporting of transactions or experiences between the consumer and the person making the report is not included on the consumer reports. So that's exclusions where they talk about any transaction or experience should be excluded from one's consumer report. If you guys want to see what that looks like, let me take you guys here real quick. 15 USC 1681A. I really just want to cover the Billionaires Act, which this one is Title 15 USC 1666. So I'm going to take you guys out of Chapter 41. I'm going to take you guys to a new subchapter. But before we do, let's stay within Chapter 41. Let's stay within the FCRA and the definition section. So exclusion states reports. So the 6 exclusions, what should be excluded from a consumer report: containing information solely as to transactions or experiences between the consumer and the person making the report. We got San Antonio, Texas tuned in. We got people from Connecticut tuned in and from Michigan tuned in. We got people from all across the United States of America plugged in. I love to see it. We got people literally in the Midwest with Michigan, on the East Coast with Connecticut, and the West Coast, or down south, with San Antonio, Texas. And so that's the exclusions part. I want to take you guys here, though. I want to take y'all here to the Billionaires Act. So check this out. Give me like 3 minutes. Let me wrap up this live. So I'm going to read this letter, this template that I have to you guys, which will break down the late payment section. And I always start off my letters by putting them on notice. So notice to agent is notice to principal, and notice to principal is notice to agent. So in pursuant to 15 USC 1666, number 3I, 3, it sets forth the reasons for the obligor's belief that the statement contains a billing error, and the creditor shall, unless the obligor has, remember in this instance we are the obligor, after giving such written notice and before the expiration of the time limits herein specified, agreed that the statement was correct. A, not later than 30 days. So they're supposed to give us, after giving such written notice and before. So we were supposed to be put on notice, on a piece of paper in which they wrote to us, putting on us on notice, and before the expiration of the time limit herein specified. So it states, number A, not later than 30 days after the receipt of the notice, send a written acknowledgement thereof to the obligor unless the action required in subparagraph B is taken within a 30-day period, or B is not later than 2 complete billing cycles of the creditor. So this is just defining everything within Title 15 USC 1666, number 3I. And then, I define it not later than 2 complete billing cycles of the creditor. Number 2 states either I states it makes appropriate corrections in the account of the obligor, including the crediting of any finance charge on amounts erroneously billed, and transmit to the obligor a notification of such corrections and the creditor's explanation of any charge in the amount indicated by the obligor under paragraph 2. So this is the one that we want to be using. So 1666 3I, and that's going to state this again. To make appropriate corrections in the account of the obligor, including the crediting of the finance charge on amounts erroneously billed, and transmits to the obligor a notification of such corrections and the creditor's explanation of any change in the amount indicated by the obligor under paragraph 2. And if such change is made by the obligor, so request copies of documentary evidence of the obligor's indebtedness, or I do not agree with the statement that has been reported on my consumer report without my consent. Then this is where I get into where I'm writing out, and this is where I'm requesting certain things now. Show me the documents and where I've given them permission to report anything on my consumer report. Furthermore, they've infringed upon my rights to privacy. Then that's in pursuant to, 1 second.
5 minutes till doors close. 5
So,
minutes, and the facility is closing. Please wrap up your workouts and make your way to the exit. Thank you.
so they're supposed to give us appropriate, time and paperwork, for any corrections in the accounts of, in our accounts, and as we are the obligor. And then furthermore, they violated our privacy, and this is a violation within the FCRA of the congressional findings, and this is 15 USC 1681, which is the congressional findings. Scroll down to number 4, and you guys will see them talking about an invasion upon a consumer's right to privacy. And then, due to the fact of them reporting inaccurate information on my consumer report, this has stopped me from being able to leverage my consumer report to acquire my everyday living. So what are the damages that have been done in pursuant to 15 USC 1681A? The banking system is dependent upon fair and accurate credit reporting. Then I'll talk about I demand, the written communication where I've given them the right to report these accounts. I also demand a deletion at once with these late payments, that are being reported on my consumer report inaccurately. And then I demanded that they'd send me the file. So I always demand the consumer file. So I want to take you guys real quick here to 15 USC 1681A. So there's two different things. There's a credit, consumer report, which is what, yes, you guys want to file, request, but then also a file, which is in right here, 15 USC 1681A, number G, which is when used in connection with the information on any consumer, it means all of the information on that consumer recorded and retained by a consumer reporting agency, regardless of how the information is stored. So this is every transaction from the beginning to end. So any creditor you guys have done business with has a file with you guys, and they have every transaction from the beginning until end. So you guys demand that file, demand that consumer report. Through that, that's going to have everything you guys need to use against them to get deletions. Why I always talk about that agreement is because read the arbitration, clause, and where they tell you what to do and how to take them through arbitration. It tells you specifically step by step on the contract. It'll tell you everything in which you guys need to get done to get these late payments removed, to get a charge off removed, to get remedy, to get to rescind any contract. It tells you every single thing that you guys need to go through and do. And they're supposed to give you proper, adequate notice. If they do not give you proper, adequate notice, that's another violation. And we've gone over this a couple times within 15 USC 1602. And all these terms that I'm giving to you guys, in which we're requesting from them, in which they're supposed to go through and exercise the proper, adequate notice, are terms within the definition section, family. So these aren't things in which are, crazy, laws and codes that I'm throwing out to you guys. These are things in which they're obligated into doing. So I'm looking real quick for the term adequate notice. So the term adequate notice, which sets forth the pertinent facts clearly and conspicuously, so that a person to whom it is to operate could reasonably be expected to have noticed it under its meaning and understand its meaning. So go read and understand adequate notice. But we getting kicked out of the gym, family. I'm about to, hop up out of here in this gym as they're closing right now. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm gonna go live again tonight. We're gonna continue this topic. So make sure you guys are tuned in. I'm gonna continue this topic with my mentorship. So I'll give you guys an insight on the training and more of the exclusive information that we're giving within the mentorship. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. For everybody watching the recording, make sure you guys like this, share this, and comment something that you guys learn or are not, fully understanding. I appreciate y'all. Peace and love, family.